is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, I guess. First of all, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Do we?
No pun intended
Do we?
there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Keith, I mean, is it water weight gain? Is it an allergic reaction? Is it another bee sting?
I mean, I appreciate your concern.
Yeah,
it feels like that I'm being fat shamed right now.
What? Oh no, we don't. We do not abide fat shaming on this show. There's just no room for it here.
Let me eat.
I'm just concerned about your health.
Are you?
Because it looks so much different than the last time I saw you. Obviously, Jeffy fills in. For
good to see you.
Oh, no,
yeah, that's
great
good to see you.
It's really, really good. So your Missouri Tigers won over the weekend against Kansas State. That was a nice win for them, right?
Yeah, if you'd like to deal with that right now, we can. I mean, I put that in.
You got that in the Fat Five?
In the Chewing Fat Five, but we can deal with it now if you'd like.
No, we can wait for the Fat Five. Because what?
Well, you kind of misspoke, and I want to have you address that misspoking that took place on Monday.
I misspoke about anything, but we'll get into that later. But both our teams had really nice wins over the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Did you watch any of the BYU-Arkansas game?
I did.
Yeah. Excellent. I mean, that game started out like it was going to be a 65-0 blowout for Arkansas. I mean, they were up 14-0 in about a second and a half. And you're like, oh, geez.
Here we go.
Man. Oh, golly. But they like the, I don't know, I forget which one of the announcers said, they have to ride it out. You got to ride out that wave.
Keep your game plan.
And they did.
Keep your game plan. Keep playing.
And they did.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay. That shell shock happens to a lot of teams, and then they can't get their mojo
Especially
back.
when you go into an SEC territory like that. I mean, those teams are for real.
Missouri owns the Battle Line Trophy with Arkansas. It's nothing new beating Arkansas. But when
was the last time Missouri played Arkansas?
Last year at the Battle Line Trophy. We play them every year,
and they beat them last year.
That's correct.
No, they didn't. Did they really?
We are the keepers of the Battle Line Trophy, my friend.
Congratulations.
Okay? It's in our lobby. Okay.
Do they play again this year?
We play every year.
They're playing this year.
Yeah, but I'm sure, It's the Battle Line Trophy.
I don't think they are.
It's the Battle Line Trophy. They have to.
So that's supposedly a rival? I didn't know that was a thing. Missouri, Arkansas.
It really wasn't a thing.
Is a thing?
It wasn't a thing, but when they joined the SEC said, well, we've got to have some kind of rivalry.
Yeah.
So they turned it into this Battle Line rivalry.
All right.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
Because
our main
conference play starts for BYU this weekend.
Our main rival, was Kansas for every year, and so they, it'd be nice to get that game back on the schedule.
Kansas?
I freaking hate the Jayhawks so much.
That's who we play this weekend.
I know. He's concerned about the age.
That pisses me off. I talked about that at the end of the show yesterday. I hate that. It's so
why? Because you got called out?
Yes, because we've got a bunch of senior citizens on the team. They're all grandfathers. It's so ridiculous. I mean, they're barely older than most of college football. 21.7.
Yeah.
The average is, I believe, 21.2. Oh, no, 5 months. We got 5 months on you. That's way too much maturity. We can't deal with it.
Right.
And the 2 years they're away for their mission.
Oh, here we go.
You don't play football. You're not working out like you would with the team. You don't, all you do is preach the gospel.
And ride bicycles.
And ride bikes. Yeah. So they come back woefully out of shape. They come back out of sync. And usually it's a year before they can even play.
Yeah.
So it's so stupid that, they got an unfair advantage because they're 2 years in service. Oh, okay. All right. Then why don't you do that? Why don't you send your guys away from football and their country and their language for 2 years?
The way Kansas has played the last few years, they have been doing that.
Yeah. I mean, something's going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's traditionally just basketball.
Yeah, well, they haven't been. They were pretty good when the, what was his name? The big fat guy, even fatter than me, was their coach for a while.
Is that possible? Has that ever happened? No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You brought it up.
It
so
has.
I'm just wondering about the odds of somebody fatter than you. I'm trying to picture that.
I think of a stupid name. Anyway, they were pretty good.
When they had a coach that was fat?
Yeah, I can't remember a stupid name.
I don't know. I'm not that up on not as up on former Kansas football coaches as I probably should be.
You know what I mean? Used to play them at Arrowhead every year, man. It was a big game.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to play in the NFL stadiums. It's always great. All right, so we got a ton of stuff today. This might be the longest list of videos we've ever had. Right? Have we ever had 34 videos to share before? I don't think we have.
I mean, that's not all of them.
That's not all of them?
That's not all of them.
We're still missing 77 more.
We get 77 more? Okay. Good. I'm looking forward to the day. Should be fun. And by the way, please join us on social media, on all the socials. We're, of course, on X, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. I love how every single article, like it's a surprise to people now. I mean, if you're on X, you know it's formerly known as Twitter.
I mentioned
because every article is formerly known as Twitter.
I actually talked about it on Chewing the Fat.
Did you really?
Because the story, I read a story, and it was like on X, formerly Twitter. I'm like,
how long are we going to do that?
We got it.
Right.
We got it.
I mean, we do know that. Nobody wants to call it X, but we know it used to be Twitter.
Right.
It's frustrating. That's almost as frustrating as the continual mistakes they make in articles now and that never get corrected. Never. Bad grammar, missing words. Matter. They don't care.
No.
I don't think anybody proofreads their work anymore.
It certainly doesn't look like it.
It's crazy.
And I would venture to say that it happens on every site. I don't know that there's a site that has
people are just sloppy now.
Yeah. I think the only site that maybe gets proofread is LinkedIn, but I'm not positive about that.
LinkedIn? Really?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. Well.
All right. LinkedIn has so many other issues that I'm glad they took care of that one. Like, don't send me stuff anymore. That's one of the issues I wish I could help them with.
They have that system down.
Oh, man. They just don't leave you alone.
No, they don't.
Ever. They hound you relentlessly. But anyway, follow us at Pat Unleashed on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Subscribe to our YouTube page, too, youtube.com/Pat Gray, and hit the bell to get notified when new content is published. And then, subscribe, rate, and listen to the podcast. And then when you rate it 5 stars, other people will find it too, because it'll go to the top of their list, appear on their algorithms, and all those things. Jeffy wants you to do the same thing with his fabulous podcast.
Yeah, Chewing the Fat.
Chewing the Fat.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Which we will have a Chewing the Fat segment coming up,
yes,
right? It is Wednesday. That's right. It's Wednesday. How about that? So I'm very excited about it.
Time's just flying by, isn't it?
My gosh. Don't
It's
even
almost
get me started
Halloween.
on that.
Pretty soon it's going to be Thanksgiving. Next thing you know, it's going to be next year.
That's how it goes. I mean, it goes by that fast. I do have some really bad news to share, though. It looks like NASA has predicted there's a very large asteroid. Well, it's about, I think they said 1/4 of a mile wide.
That's pretty large.
Yeah, it's big, but it's not as big as the one that eliminated the dinosaurs. That was 6 miles wide, supposedly. That actually happened, right? Millions of years ago. Wink, wink.
I see every time I see a story about new skulls found, and I'm like, okay, all right, there, sure.
know.
They're 300,000 years old. Okay.
They've done a good job.
They have.
At the ICR Institute, where they say that the Earth is 7,000 years old. 7,000. And when you listen to them, they make a compelling case.
They sure do.
And so I don't know where I stand on that right now. I'm a little torn.
I most definitely am.
Yeah? Where do you lean?
I think I'm leaning toward the ICR.
7,000?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it this morning on the drive in because of this NASA story. And I thought, I don't know. I think it might be.
I know.
I think it might be 7,000 instead of 4.5 billion. Such a big difference, too. Can we not get a little closer together on that?
No.
Let's compromise at 1 billion. Nope.
Nope. Can't do that.
Not going to. But anyway, terrible news. They predicted the large asteroid could smash into the Earth in just 159 years. So I'm nervous. I mean, what do you plan for? If you only got 159 years left.
Right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The year 2082. Yeah, 2182 is when they think this has a chance to hit us. It's called Bennu. This is the one we landed a craft on and
I thought
collected
part
some
of it is coming back, right, in a few days.
Yes, it's supposed to land Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
It's supposed to crash land in
Utah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily crash landing. I mean, that's
what I read.
It's parachuting in.
Okay, so they aren't going to just let it slam into and destroy all the samples they brought back.
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Good. It's called Bennu. It's a near-Earth object, the NEO, and it orbits the Earth roughly every 6 years. And it's been on the Space Agency's radar since 1999. That's when we first discovered it. So there have been 3 close encounters involving Bennu, 99, 2005, 2011. But they say on September 25th, 2135, a little over 100 years from now, Bennu will make a close flyby past Earth and has a minuscule chance to pass through a gravitational keyhole that would send the space rock on a collision course with Earth in 2182.
I will say, I think I'm not a fan of being pulled through a gravitational keyhole.
No, I'm not a fan of that either. I feel like that's a possibility every time you're in the room, and fortunately, we've avoided it so far. Whew, close calls. Because I'm just outside your orbit over here in this desk.
I understand the joke.
Okay, good.
It just, it hurts is what it does.
No, because that's not fat shaming. That's not what we do here. We don't tolerate that. We can't abide it on this show. There's no room for it, frankly.
Tell you one thing. Happy to be here.
I was just going to ask, Jeffy, how do you feel waking up at 2 a.m?
You like it, right?
Yes, I do.
When you know,
oh man,
when you know you're going to be treated this well when you come in, you got to be excited about it. You have to be.
Well, you're right. You're right.
All right. So anyway, they say it would destroy an area the size of Texas. So not the whole planet, but it destroys a very large area if it hits us.
Well,
a little something to plan for in 2182.
No doubt.
Go to preparewithpat.com and make sure you got food for 2182.
And hope that you're not in the state that it hits.
Right? Yeah. That is a little bit scary. I'd be a little more scared if it was like, they say this is going to happen in November. That I'd be a little more bothered. But my great grandkids, I think they'll be able to deal with it by then. Don't you? Wouldn't we?
We certainly hope so.
Something.
Yes.
We'll come up to deflect or destroy things that are headed toward the Earth.
Elon's going to have us on Mars by then. So let's just...
For sure. There should be a thriving colony on Mars.
That will be fine.
Yeah. So they'll find his Tesla there on the surface. It'll be great. See if it still drives after all this time. Because I think wasn't that solar powered? If I remember correctly.
Probably. I mean, that sounds like it would be, but I don't remember.
But just one of the many cool things that Elon has done over the years, and now he's hated for all that stuff.
He sure is.
Remember what a hero he was?
For everything, man. He's hated for it all.
The left loved him, and then he started to,
Well, he bought X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes, but before he bought X, he was
formerly known as Twitter.
Thank you. Because nobody knows.
I know.
They don't especially if you're on X, if that's a big part of your day, you wouldn't know that it was formerly Twitter. You'd like, what website am I on? How did I get this app? Why am I putting X's out there? I don't even know what that is. All right, let me tell you about, before we get into weightier matters, this Saturday is your opportunity to own prime Texas acreage at wholesale prices. Let me introduce you to the Overlook at Richland Chambers, where you can find never-before-offered 2 to 4 acre lake estates for only $79,900. I don't want anybody to confuse that for $79.90. Okay, $79,900. Come see why it's the best wholesale land value in the state of Texas. Man, I would love to live on a lake. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be great to live on lakefront property. So this Saturday, you could also own a rare 8-plus acre direct dockable property with over 545 feet of shoreline for only $199,900. It's less than an hour from Dallas. It's only 2 hours from Houston. So you could be somewhere exciting in a matter of minutes, but you can also have the relaxation and beauty of lake life. It's located in the mecca of outdoor activities, including some of the best fishing in Texas. Buy directly from the developer this Saturday. Save thousands coming up this weekend. These properties are wholesale priced to sell in one day, so they're going to go fast. Call 765-LAKE-NOW or go online at Texas Lakefront. That's txlakefront.com. That's txlakefront.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Yesterday, we had the story break that the journalist, one of the journalists that was at the January 6th event at the Capitol building, was convicted of a bunch of charges.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Making the streets once again safe for humanity.
Yes.
And democracy. Because this guy almost single-handedly brought our democracy down. Because he went into the building and he was parading.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what he was doing.
He was literally charged. That was part of the charge. He either paraded, or I forget what the other two terms were. He paraded? Since when did that become a thing?
Since January 6th.
This is the only time I've ever heard about it in the history of my life. Parading is a crime? Okay. All right. But anyway, we found out what it was that he actually did inside the building, because he didn't do any damage. He didn't destroy anything. He wasn't fighting with cops.
But he was inside that.
But he was inside. And here's the other thing he did. And you're going to say, why wasn't he sentenced to execution?
I mean, really, I already have said that.
You've already said that?
Yeah. So
you're going to feel even stronger about it. When I tell you, he chanted USA.
That's freaking embarrassing.
Yeah. Isn't it?
That's embarrassing that we're putting people in jail for that.
I know. If the guy had just been quiet and filmed the stuff around him, I guess, he wouldn't. He'd be fine.
I don't even know about that.
I mean, it's true, because there have been others who didn't even go in the building and were sentenced to 18 years.
And they're still claiming that they're looking for more.
Yeah, they want 1,000 more. They want to charge another 1,000 people with parading and whatever. I mean, this is despicable. It just shows the hatred, the sheer unadulterated hatred for Trump and for the United States of America.
Yes.
You can't go into the building and chant USA, USA. Really? And he said he just did it. He wasn't part of the protest. He was there to document it, record it. And he wanted to blend in because he'd covered some of the riots in 2020. And he knew that, you could be in real trouble with Antifa if you didn't just blend in. They would come after you. They would hurt you like they did many, many journalists. Yeah. So he was trying to blend in. I don't know that he even, cared about the cause at all. He just wanted to document it. So he chanted USA with the rest of them. And now he's going to pay dearly. We don't know what the sentence will be.
We have not seen his footage yet either, have we?
Not that I know of.
I mean, his documentation of what happened.
Which, by the way, he gave to the FBI. the next day
Oh.
to show him, hey, I got some evidence. You might be interested in this. And then they charge him with entering or remaining in a restricted area.
Entering
or remaining in a restricted area. This bastard. Disorderly or disruptive conduct in a restricted area. And my favorite, parading, demonstrating, or picketing in the Capitol building. Now, we know he didn't demonstrate. He didn't picket. So his crime here is parading. The only thing they didn't nail him with is the milling.
The milling. They let that. Did they work out a deal and cut that
Must have been part of the plea
deal.
Here's what we'll do. We got to charge you with the parading. That goes without saying. But we'll take off the milling charge if you plead guilty.
Do I get my footage back for my document?
No, we can't let you have that.
Oh.
No. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It sure is.
I mean, this January 6th thing is so atrocious.
It really is. I honestly, I can't believe that it is still ongoing.
Oh, this is giving them
how much it just does not seem to go away.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. And this is why we've said so many times we must be peaceful when we go to these events.
Yes,
we must.
Oh my gosh!
You remember how adamant Glenn was when we did 828? Remember that in Washington D.C.
Sure,
over and over and over. Be peaceful. Be calm. Follow the rules. Don't be violent. Don't argue with anybody. If somebody wants to argue with you, just move along. And it's because of this.
Yeah.
Because this crowd got unruly. They started to riot. And now we're beaten with that stick.
We sure are.
Over and over. And they're never going to let it go.
Never. I mean, it's part of their lexicon now is January 6th is up there with 9/11.
Yes,
and,
which is despicable. I mean, it's almost up there with the Nazis.
Yeah.
It is up there with the Nazis.
It's darn
People
near
have
up there
made that comparison.
with December 7th, I'll tell you that, the day that will live in infamy.
Oh, it's way past that day. Way past that day. This was a day, Jeffy, I don't know if you're aware of this, the day democracy almost died.
Oh, my gosh.
Almost died. It was almost killed.
I don't remember if I've ever read that on X, formerly known as Twitter.
No, but you should post it today so that others will know. And we'll finally take this seriously, you know? We don't want people to gloss over the magnitude of that situation because it was horrifying. It's horrifying.
That is certainly their mantra, I'll tell you that.
It is. It absolutely is. All right. Also, yesterday, I think it became official. Trump announced he's going to skip the second GOP debate just like he did the first.
Surprise.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is pretty expected. Instead, he's going to go to Detroit and do a speech. So he's doing a competing event at the same time. But I think it's really unfortunate.
I do too.
Unfortunate it is. Yes. Yes. Informed on his positions we should be. Yes. Yes. No.
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 I mean, I'd love to hear him give some clarification to us on his interview with Megyn Kelly the other day.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't it? Because he was really bad on his abortion answer and the trans situation. And can a woman become a man or can a man become a woman? And he kind of equivocated on that stuff. And I think what he's doing is reaching out to Democrats.
Trying, but it's not going to work.
No, and he believes, and he's probably right, that he has the Republicans all sewn up. Right? He's got that nomination already.
Well, I mean, the
done.
MAGA crowd's never letting that go.
So now I think the calculation is with he and his camp. Okay, now we gotta bring some Democrats over to us. So let's throw them some bones. I think that's what he's doing. But they hate him too much.
That makes sense in a real world.
Yeah,
in an okay world, but we don't live in that okay world anymore.
We sure don't. And there is nothing he could do. He could say, Look, I think we should have abortion right up to and including the 43rd trimester.
You know what? If you don't like your kid up until
if
about
he's
10
5 or
years
6
old,
or 10
cut
or
him
12,
loose.
you can still end their life. I mean, that's
on
between
you.
between the mom
Yes.
and the physician.
I barely want the physician involved.
Right, that's
okay?
true.
I
That's
barely
true.
want that involved.
Don't you dare tell a woman what to do with her body or the body of her children. So I don't think even that
I don't think
would
way.
sway leftists his way because their hatred is such that there's just nothing that they want to hear from him at all, ever. And, you know, are independents going to be swayed? Are enough of them going to be swayed?
Maybe, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, but it would have been nice to see how he dealt with it at the debate, but we're not going to get a chance to.
No, we're not.
But you've got DeSantis, who's part of it already, obviously. Vivek, like cake. By the way, do we have a Vivek like cake update? Chris, what's the latest?
We sure do.
On our Vivek
nice.
like cake
We do
interview.
have an update, and I know I sent it, and the update is...
Wait a minute. Let me make
Vivek
this
like
more
cake.
dramatic.
Vivek like cake. Update.
We seriously need to
I know.
actually record something for this.
And the update is... I will look into this ASAP and get back to you.
Oh. So they responded.
They did respond.
They did respond.
You got an actual email
I got an
back
actual
from them.
email yesterday at 12:13 Central.
And read it again. What did they say exactly?
I will look into this ASAP
I will look into it ASAP, which
and
means...
get back to you soon.
Okay, so as soon as
So
possible.
are we sending
we're
it
gonna get right
to
on it.
an email that no one looks at? Are we... Why? It just seems like that's a strange...
Yeah, is this somebody else? Did you go through somebody else now?
No, this is the same.
Same person?
This is the same person.
And they finally
the first
responded.
person ghosted me.
Okay.
Then I found a second person. This person is the same person that helps Glenn Beck.
So this
And-
person
okay.
is the second person that we've gone through that actually responded to us.
Yes.
Okay.
But then a third person contacted me yesterday and said, we can give you Vivek's spokesperson.
Oh, so why would
A person here
that's
or
part of
a
the
person
update,
with
too.
them?
A person with them. Like
person with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting. So at least there was some movement, huh?
Yeah.
we're moving. We're on the ASAP.
All right.
Get back to you.
I mean, I feel like we don't need to talk to Billy, the guy who cleans Vivek's shoes. So, how's
We
the
should be
campaign
beyond that, you
going?
think, by now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way beyond that.
Huh.
So you work for the
Interesting.
campaign. I do. I get coffee, and I make sure that Vivek knows his schedule.
Well, and I walk by campaign headquarters once a week, so I could yell something in there.
I feel pretty good.
you
He
want.
asked me to get him a donut a couple days ago.
I guess the email about asking him his next new rap song is working.
I guess
Oh,
so.
there you go, yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of spurred this and,
That's- yes.
and changed the trajectory.
tone.
Yeah, and the tone.
I mean, I almost feel like as soon as he gets back to us saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm ready to
We
come
said
on."
no.
No,
We said no. We got no
You know
time.
what?
Yeah,
We're
no
booked.
time. I mean, would we love to? You bet. Just not enough hours in the day, weeks, months, the year and a half till the election.
Maybe
Just not
after the
enough time.
asteroid of 2183.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 2182, by the way.
Oh,
if you
82.
wait till 83, it's too
That's
late.
too-
You're a day late and a dollar
Oh,
short.
you're already dead.
Yeah, you're and so is everybody else on the planet. So,
I thought it was just a state.
well, it is, but can you imagine the debris that's going to be in the atmosphere and the global cooling or warming or both?
Both
that's
at the
gonna
same
happen?
time.
Yeah, both at the same
Both
time.
at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be so hot, it's cold, and so cold,
Cold, it's hot.
hot. So,
People
yeah,
are just not going to know what to do
we won't know.
unless, I mean, the ones that survive.
And that's going to be very few.
Yeah.
Very, very few. All right. So we're going to check in with Jeffy's stuff here in a minute and get to chewing the fat with him next.
Pat Gray
we have a decision to make, I think. Do we keep playing the introduction to the Chewing the Fat segment? Do we do it? Because or do we just get into it? Do we start
the music?
What about if I just do this?
Can you skip to the end from here, or can you do that on this particular machine? All right, yep, there it is. Now it's time to Chew the Fat with Jeffy.
So, a fun weekend of college football, which we talked about a little bit earlier on the show. I'm glad Nebraska won. I'm glad the BYU won down in Arkansas. But I just, I believe you misspoke a little on Monday when you were recapping the weekend games because you said, so I want to give you a little chance to reassess your comments.
What'd I say?
You said that BYU had the most impressive win this past weekend.
I stand by that.
The University of Missouri
time.
Tigers have won the Battle Line Trophy against Arkansas last year, won against the 15th ranked Kansas State Wildcats this weekend. Clearly, the most impressive win was from Mizzou.
No,
Clearly.
It's beating an SEC team on the road.
Please. The most impressive win.
Not an overrated team.
Well, I can't help that. I just know they're ranked. I just know they're ranked 15th, okay, when we played them. That's all I know. And our boy broke the SEC record, the 61-yard field goal.
Oh, yeah,
to
that's
win the
incredible.
game was awesome.
That's amazing.
That's
incredible. That's a decent kick.
Yeah.
If you've ever tried to kick a field goal.
Oh, man, it's
hard.
Yes.
From the 10-yard line, it's hard.
Well.
It's hard. Try it from the goal line. Kick it 10 yards. Were you? Yeah, that's right. I sometimes forget that you were a kicker, and so you could easily kick a field goal from the 10-yard line.
Absolutely.
That's child's play.
100%.
We should go out and try that. Test that theory.
I have the field already picked out.
Do you really?
Yes.
We need to do that.
Go for it.
Yeah, that will happen. That's a thing now.
So,
all
just
right.
saying, you need to back up a little bit. All right.
And so, who does Missouri play this weekend, or do you even know? You don't remember. All right. But they're into SEC play now, aren't they? You don't know. Okay. All right.
Actually, now I can't remember who we do play. Who do we play?
I don't know.
Heck,
I don't know.
Because I thought.
BYU, by the way, starts Big 12 conference play against Kansas in Manhattan. Manhattan, Kansas, of course.
Yeah, and I want BYU to crush the Kansas Jayhawks.
So do I, but they're pretty good.
Desperately.
Pretty good, so we'll see.
Are they?
Yeah, well, supposedly.
Are they good?
We'll see.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the heck we play next week. It does, but it'll be, we got more votes than BYU to be ranked this week, so we should
pathetic.
Be in the top 25.
That should not happen.
Just
that should not happen.
That I noticed that. Speaking of football, congratulations to quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Just restructured his contract because he was a little ticked that all these other people are making more money than him. He pretended like, I'm just here to play football. But
let my agent deal with that.
Yeah, let my agent deal with that because
he's got nothing to do with what the agent says.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he receives $210.6 million for the next 4 years. With those are guaranteed, by the way, $210.6 million a year.
So that's over $50 million a year.
With escalators,
right? $210 million in 4 years. That's $50 million a year.
With escalators that could reach $218 million by the end of 2026. Now, his original 10-year contract was worth $477 million, with another 26 in bonuses. But they're going to. I mean, that deal is pretty much washed away now because they said that they were going to revisit it. He's been guaranteed $273 million since his contract was agreed to in 2020, and they're going to revisit this deal after 4 years. So.
That's an outrageous amount of money to be guaranteed because that means he could tear his Achilles tendon and never play again or whatever.
Done.
And he still gets $273 million.
Yep.
Wow.
Good for him.
Nice.
Good for him.
That's a good deal if you can get it.
That sure is.
But you got to be pretty talented to get it. And he is.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And everybody else has got the money truck backing up to the house.
Yep.
I mean,
He
Patrick
might as well,
deserved
too.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Katy Perry, you can put her name on the list of musical artists selling her rights. She just sold her musical catalog rights to Litmus Music for $225 million. That seems a little low for Katy, but okay.
That seems that's a lot of money. That's a
lot of money, but
Katy
Perry?
I mean, come on. It's Katy Perry.
48 million albums, 135 million singles worldwide.
No, I know. She's
had some hits, man.
I know. What's that one? Fireworks that we hear all the time?
Fireworks, yeah. I Kissed a Girl. That was probably one of her biggest hits, man. And I liked it. Anyway.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah. But, I mean, so she's going to struggle with her $225 million.
She's also got some things to say about her ex-husband, who, by the way, Russell Brand, is in big trouble.
Holy cow.
They've canceled him completely.
He's done.
Can we just wait and see if he did anything wrong?
And he has denied it.
Yeah, he's denied
this
everything.
Is not part of chewing the fat, but he has denied it all.
Right. So that doesn't matter, though, to the cancel culture people. They don't care what you say about it.
No, they don't.
Plus, you can apologize. You can grovel. That makes it worse.
Well, he really hasn't. I mean, we could play it. I know we have the video. We were going to play it later. We play it now. Russell, we don't have to play the whole thing. It's a couple minutes long. But you can play Russell with his saying, hey, not real. All right? I mean, he covers it.
Here it is.
I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff, like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play?
Okay.
Of course there
Particularly
is.
when we've seen
of course there is.
media
Russell,
attacks
thank you.
before.
And he's right
like
about that.
with Joe.
If he was still spewing liberal BS, I don't think this would be happening to him right now.
I mean, he's lost, according to this, he's lost his book deal. He's canceled some of his tour.
Yep.
His manager has abandoned him. YouTube has demonetized him. I mean, he hasn't even had his day in court, let alone it's just accusations.
Sorry, bye-bye. It's incredible.
That is absolutely incredible.
They're doing that with a couple of people right now.
Yes, they are. And it's pretty amazing to see it actually play out in real time.
Yeah, it is.
Certainly. I hope everybody gets what they deserve.
Right.
Just leave it at that. We may be getting closer to Foreigner getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
In what way?
Jan Wenner, co-founder of Rolling Stone magazine, 77 now. And he was on the board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He has now been removed from the Rock and Roll.
Yeah, was he the one that hates him and was keeping him out?
I feel like he was.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like this is the guy.
Maybe
because and now the reason he got kicked out is he's been on the considered a douche for quite some time.
Yeah.
But in an interview with the New York Times, he was interviewed about, hey, how come only white male artist for your new book, The Masters, interesting title. He said, Joni Mitchell didn't meet the test to have deep convos about rock and roll. And that Marvin Gaye and Curtis Mayfield, they just didn't articulate at that level.
Okay.
Now he's bent the knee and he said, hey, okay, I didn't mean to diminish the contributions, the genius and impact of black and female artists. They don't care. You're out. Have a nice day. You can bend your knee all you want. You're
amazing.
Done. Have a good day.
Wow.
So anyway, it might be time for Foreigner.
Maybe. I hope so.
Yeah, I know.
Is it? When do they release the nominations?
I think they already have, or they're getting I think they already have for the next year, right?
I don't know.
I feel like
if they have, I haven't seen it.
I don't recall.
Haven't seen the list. And we were hoping that since we talked to the Hall of Fame guy, one of their PR, I think the PR guy,
the head guy,
right? Head guy of PR. So we mentioned Foreigner to him, and he seemed receptive.
Made the case, yeah.
Keith brought up and made a pretty good case for Tommy James and the Shondells. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
it'd be a victory just to get him nominated because it's never happened before with either of those artists. So we'll see.
Well, yes, but how about we just calm down on Tommy James and the Shondells before we get to Foreigner? Okay.
Yes. Foreigner should come first.
Yes, absolutely. And you may need to dry your eyes for this. Singer Maren Morris, you know her, you love her, from her Grammy Award-winning Best Country Solo Performance, My Church, back in 2017. She's quitting country music.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
She's quitting country music because of...
She's quitting before he even heard of her.
Because of Trump years.
I don't even... What does that mean?
She views the country music industry's unwillingness to honestly reckon with its history of racism and misogyny and to open its gates to more women and queer people and people of color.
Shut up.
Now, of course, she's starting fresh with a new, 2-track EP, The Bridge, and her break free anthem, The Tree, and Get the Hell Out of Here, which I'm sure is...
Oh, that's terrific.
Fantastic. Country music's lost.
Yeah.
Country music's lost.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you, on this very program, you played John Fetterman speaking at a UAW strike crowd.
Right.
My message to the COs is,
COs.
it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to ski behind it? It's crazy. I don't understand. It's just like, do what's right for the union, in this nation.
Yeah. And quit water skiing behind your yacht.
How many times? You see it all the time. You see it all the time.
All the time.
Jeff Bezos built another yacht to carry his boats that you ski behind on.
Yeah, right.
You're not skiing behind the yachts, but it's okay, whatever. But I saw a picture of him, John Fetterman, going to this UAW event. He posted on his X account, formerly known as Twitter, where he was driving there, and he posted this saying, "Hey, hold the line, UAW. On my way to join you now." The man is driving?
Yeah, I know.
That's a little scary.
I had that same thought.
And I don't know that I believe that he's driving. I feel like maybe they just filmed that, and then we pull over and John sits in the back.
Scenery is going past him while they're showing him.
I know.
But they did that in the 50s, too. Remember the car scenes in the 50s?
I believe that he might be driving there. I just don't know that it was, the full trip. It's like, we're not letting you, we're going to film this, and then
that could be.
We're done, John.
Could be, actually, yeah.
Calm down. So then he was on with Chris Hayes on MSNBC, who's great himself. Chris is. And his answer to the never-ending question and thoughts from Chris is, well, very Fetterman-ish.
How things have operated since that deal was... A bipartisan deal was struck for certain top-line spending numbers for all of the funding bills that have to be passed to make the budget, keep the government running. The Senate has basically been delivering those and passing them by big 91-7 bipartisan majorities.
Absolutely.
The House today looks like it's falling apart. You've already got 17 no votes in that House Republican caucus saying we're not passing anything. What do you think's happening here?
Yeah, I truly, I was very proud of my colleagues, because they're really about governance. That's what it is. And on the other, the House, the whatever they call themselves, Team America or whatever they call themselves, I just bring your vote. Otherwise, they need to go hump a different leg.
Okay.
You were in.
Brilliantly put.
Thank you. Now he also addressed the dress code. On the Chris Hayes extravaganza.
And that went a little something
like this. Cut number 9.
President Biden did not say a word.
No, that's not right.
What do you say to that?
What do you say to that?
Her platform, really, she runs on more and more dingling, picks, on in the meetings over in Congress. I'm not really sure why she cares how I dress, but she really takes it a different way.
Okay.
I mean, that's talking about Lauren Boebert then, right? Okay. All right. That's awesome. He's awesome.
He actually committed. Awesome. I didn't know this. During the campaign, he committed to following the Senate dress code.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he didn't. He wore basketball shorts and hoodies virtually every day.
Yeah, and remember, he did a radio interview saying he would commit to the dress code.
Yep.
And then remember the first day when he finally showed up to the Senate before he got depressed and had to go into the hospital, he and the wife were in front of his office, and he
had a suit on that day. Yeah. The only time I think we him in a suit.
I don't know if that's the only time or not, but I mean, I definitely remember seeing him in a suit because we were still having the goiter conversation at that time.
Yes,
with him having to cover up the goiter with the suit. I feel like there must have been another time he was wearing
picture day when they took the official pictures.
Because we were still hot on the goiter, which I'm guessing was removed while he was depressed when he was at the hospital,
or a twin.
Or a twin,
clone,
or
right.
That's not really
a lot of speculation on that.
There's a lot of speculation on that.
Let me tell you about iTarget Pro. There's a lot to be nervous about in our society right now. Open social media or turn on the news, and you'll see crime and societal decay. A lot of people just run out and buy a gun to protect themselves. But what you have to do is learn how to use it. To practice with it. That's where iTarget comes in. iTarget was invented so you could practice anytime in the safety and convenience of your own home. Just download the iTarget Pro app, load your caliber-specific laser bullet into your firearm, and just start training. You can practice alone, you can compete with friends, or use it to safely train friends and family who are new to firearms. Go to itargetpro.com, get 10% off right now at checkout when you use the offer code PAT. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com. itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thank you for noticing. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So much to be proud of with this president. Man, he is really on top of things, isn't he? I mean, watch him. He'll show you how on top of stuff he is. Yesterday, he was talking about 21 century results or something. See if you can figure out what the hell he's talking about here.
Simply put, the 21st century 21st century results are badly needed.
What?
Needed to move us along.
What?
That starts with the United Nations. Starts right.
21st century results
man.
Are needed, or badly needed. The results of 21st century 21 realty. We need a 21 century realtor in our lives right now. I've seen their offices, and I heard they're good people. Anyway, we need. And I've said too much. What are you talking about?
He doesn't know.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. And he's reading it from the teleprompter. How do you not know? Did you have no part in, I don't know, at least reviewing what somebody wrote for you?
Yeah, you probably did not.
Pre-read it? Go over it? Talk to people about it? Nope. Except they've probably done all that. And he's just not capable of, hanging on to that information. Right. He can't do it. He can't. But the climate crisis, the existential threat we face there, listen to him on that.
For one day, For one day, my administration, the United States, has treated this crisis
the United
as
States
an existential threat from the moment we took office. Not only for us, but for all of humanity.
What?
For one day we did that, and then we went to something else.
We decided that was enough.
One day.
That's
one
it.
day. My administration, the United States of America, is my administration. I claim it all for me. It's mine. And one day we did climate stuff. It's so bad.
It's terrible.
It's unbelievable. It really is. But he wants to expand World Bank financing.
Oh yeah, this is
good stuff.
Maddening.
Yeah. What?
Under the new president of the World Bank, change is already taking root.
What?
Last month, I asked the United States Congress for additional funds to expand World Bank financing by $25 billion.
Oh, good.
And the G20, we rallied the major economies of the world to mobilize even more funding.
Oh.
Collectively, we can deliver a transformational boost to World Bank lending.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. That's a good thing in your mind?
Certainly is.
That's a good thing? Huh? All right. Then he was saying, who knows what? Here he is on with cut 4. That's the only way I can describe it. No idea what's going on here.
Now, we need to evolve our institutions. Drive creative new partnerships. Let me be clear.
Okay, please.
Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
Again, you can't argue with that.
You can't.
Because you got no freaking idea what
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, play it again.
Let it sink in. To Pat Unleashed.
Let it sink in.
Now, we need to evolve our institutions.
See that?
And drive creative new partnerships.
Yeah.
Let me be clear.
Okay, that would be nice.
Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct.
I mean, look at that face right there. Just freeze it
now,
right
we
there.
need to evolve our institutions.
That's not
drive
stuttering.
creative new partnerships.
That's
Let me
not
be
stuttering.
clear.
It's just,
Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
Or Sacramento.
You can barely see what he's reading.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Not sure what's going on with the.
And they made the print. We've seen his print on the teleprompter. It's gigantic. But you know what?
Maybe the UN didn't have the font
not
size.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that was a problem. I don't know. It's so bad.
I don't wear dentures, but does it sound like his dentures are falling? Maybe.
And
he's trying to keep them up.
We heard that from Pelosi from time to time.
Yeah, we did.
When the Fix-A-Dent wasn't quite
wearing off
strong.
for the day. Yeah. When really you're supposed to fix it and then forget it.
That's what I thought.
You shouldn't have to worry about it the rest of the day.
I thought you had to bring in the sledgehammer to get those.
No,
things
but
off.
no, apparently not. Apparently not. Also, he's going to persevere, and prevail. Right?
There can only be one answer to that question.
Right.
We must. And we will.
And
the road ahead is long and difficult, but if we persevere and prevail, we keep the faith in ourselves.
Yeah.
And show what's possible.
I don't know what I'm reading, but there's a bunch of words that start with P.
It's the 3 P's. Preserve,
persevere,
and prevail.
And I don't know why they're there, but it's really cool alliteration.
So he read it wrong. It's persevere and prevail.
Okay.
And the first one is where he read it wrong. Yeah, it wasn't.
So preserve shouldn't. No. Preserve shouldn't have been there.
The first one should have been there, right?
Okay. It was just persevere and prevail, he was trying to say? Okay. We need an interpreter to get us through.
I feel like that's
English.
where we're at.
Yeah.
With that.
Okay. And then he talked about his work with China on the climate crisis.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
And am I sorry I missed this?
Work together with China on issues where progress hinges on our common efforts. Nowhere is that more critical than accelerating the climate crisis. Than the accelerating climate crisis.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Nowhere is that. We got to accelerate the climate crisis. We're not doing enough to create a crisis here.
That's exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah. He's created a constitutional crisis. Might as well create a crisis for the climate, too. Why not? Whatever. And then they wonder, in the Biden administration, which is the United States, is his administration. They wonder why he's so unpopular. The guy is the worst. He's awful.
I wonder how he is as popular as they claim.
I know, that's true. That's really true. But there's a new poll out showing that American voters are still highly concerned about his age and mental fitness. It's a Harvard Harris X poll released this week. It shows 3 GOP candidates would beat the president in a hypothetical general election. That's Donald Trump, obviously, Tim Scott, and Nikki Haley. And my left butt cheek. Those are the 4 with a possibility of beating him in the general. Trump, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, and my left butt cheek. And you might think, well, what about your right butt cheek? That couldn't beat the president? No, because my left butt cheek confuses Democrats enough to maybe think, oh, it must be a lefty like I am. And so they go ahead and vote for the left butt cheek, but not the right one. So, yeah, that's why it's critical that it be the left.
I did not see
buttocks.
that in that poll.
You got to read a little deeper than you obviously did.
No, I just read the headline. It didn't.
But, of course, as mentioned, part of the reason he's trailing like this in polls is because of his age. And it's not just age, by the way.
That's right.
It's the mental deficiency. It's the disintegration of his very being.
Yes. I mean, you see it. There was a cut. I don't think we played it yet of him. I mean, he doesn't even know what he's reading.
Yeah,
we talked a little bit
about
him not knowing what he's reading.
Yeah.
He absolutely doesn't know what he's reading. And there's another picture of him leaving a restaurant with his daughter, the one that he showered with, or at least she claimed he showered with her when she was a kid, is with him, and he does not look good. It's a little scary.
I know. It's very scary. And more Americans are becoming concerned with it. And we're this concerned this far out, the more we watch him, the more concerned there's going to be. Yeah. And that's what he keeps saying. He keeps saying this when people ask him, what do you tell people who are worried about your age?
What's your message to them? To those 2/3 of Americans?
Watch me.
Watch me.
Well, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we did. That's what we have been doing. And here's just a tiny portion of what we've seen when we did watch you. Here's an example, cut 19 of Joe Biden. Watch him. Here he goes. Oopsies. Oh boy. Oh, God. Oopsie daisies. Oh, that hurt. That last one hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Because he smashed his knee on the stairs.
Yeah, the last one hurt.
So... then there was...
I love the little hop at the end.
Yeah, I'm fine. No, did you see me get up from those 3 falls? Like a 20-year-old? Did you see that?
I'm fine.
Jeez. Here he is, falling on stage at the Air Force Academy. I'm watching him. Let's watch him. Watch.
Okay.
What? Oh boy. Oh, golly. Oh, my. Yeah, don't...
Wow.
Yeah, don't pay attention to your surroundings. Damn sandbag.
Put the sandbag down. Have that removed, Private.
Then there was the biking situation. Remember the biking situation?
Oh, yeah.
We were watching him then. Here he comes. Watch him. Watch him. Oh, boy. Oh, golly. Oh, my. Yeah, we're watching you, Joe.
It's not funny.
We're watching. We're listening to you. Cut 24. Another indication of watching him, listening to him.
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
What?
And why can't for the longest time. Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Okay.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to
Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Mr. Haney?
And I go this way. Wait, where? Okay.
We're doing it for the first time now in the 21st century, going into the 20th. from the 20th century going into the second quarter of the 21st century, that we'd say 12 years is enough? I think 12 years is enough going into 20, 30, 40, 50?
What?
Rebuilding of Syria, of Libya.
Libya, Syria. It ends in a ya.
And I want to thank
it's one of those ya countries.
For Colombia's leadership in the ASEAN chair.
Okay. No, it wasn't Colombia. It was. He was talking about some other country in that particular instance. Colombia. Jeez. I mean, okay. So we're watching you. We're watching you, Joe. And I don't necessarily like what I'm seeing. How about when he shook hands with the air after one of his speeches?
Oopsies. God bless you all.
God bless you all. And now I'm going to shake hands with nobody here.
I mean, it's just another example. Now, he obviously is not trying to shake hands with someone.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. And look at him. He's wandering back there.
He's asking which way does he go? Because
Jeffy, he does. I will not allow you.
He never.
I will not allow it. No, the guy has no idea where he is or what he's doing.
I know that, but
check this last thing out first before we get into it. This bothers me from the Independent saying he doesn't know where he is. That's just so wrong to say about this man. Now watch. Okay, we saw that one. The next one where he gets lost on stage, 26. Do we have that? Yes, here it is. Okay, completely lost. This guy. Look at this.
He never knows where to go.
Where? Over here? No.
Never knows where to go.
Here? Down? No? Okay.
Mr. President, thank you.
So then somebody has to come on stage
at the end of such a
and save him.
Event,
this is incredible. It's
the word
incredible.
Thank you seems kind of inadequate. But for all the millions whose lives will be saved.
The guy's talking to him, now he wanders off.
Will be transformed.
We're watching you, Joe. That's the problem. We're watching you, and it's not good.
No, it is not.
It's not good. You also have the reading thing where he
he doesn't know what he's reading. Yeah. Let's
see that now.
And we're also discussing the potential for a new critical minerals dialogue to strengthen our energy security and supply chains for years to come.
Yeah.
And third, we're launching a new initiative on disability rights. And I want to thank you all for your fruitful conversation today, which has already taken place. And I look forward to working with all of you to do even more in the future.
I mean, he had never seen that before.
Had no idea.
In his
or
life.
he did, and it didn't stay with him, which is what I think. Because he's briefed every time. He has to be.
He has to be.
He's the president. It's an important position. You're making important statements. Yeah, it's kind of, there's something to it. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi to the office, So
a lot of people think that.
Yeah, they do. They do. So you tend to have a staff of people who prepare you for things. They went over this stuff.
You have to, right?
And he still can't get it. He's not capable of retaining information. Here's what you do after your speech, Mr. President. Here's this little thing that you're supposed to say at the end of this banquet with leaders or whatever it was. Here's where you go. Here's what you do. And he can't do it.
He does not
ever
retain any of that.
No,
and we see that every time
and
he goes up on stage.
And they give him the cue cards, and he still can't do it
Every time he goes up on stage, he's done talking, and he doesn't know where to go.
No,
he wasn't trying to shake someone's hand.
Okay? Yes, he was trying to shake somebody's hand. He thought Casper the Friendly Ghost was standing there, and so he extended his hand to him. And
I don't want to give him a break. I'm just saying he wasn't trying to shake anyone's hand there.
Yes, he was. Either way, though, either way, whether he's shaking hands or just looking for, go this way.
Where do I go this way?
Go this way. It's still bad.
Yes.
It's equally bad because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Well, he certainly knows that we're going to support Ukraine and continue to give them money.
Oh, yes. That's the one thing he's committed to.
I notice apparently you've changed your views on Ukraine because that's the one clip you missed. So I'm just saying that maybe are you standing with Ukraine now, too? Is that... You don't want people to know?
All right, go ahead. You caught me. But go ahead and play what he had to say.
Russia alone has the power to end this war immediately. Yeah. And it's Russia alone that stands in the way of peace, because the Russia's price for peace is Ukraine's capitulation, Ukraine's territory, and Ukraine's children. Russia believes that the world will grow weary and allow it to brutalize Ukraine without consequence. But I ask you this. If we abandon the core principles of the United States to appease an aggressor, can any member state in this body feel confident that they are protected? If you allow Ukraine to be carved up, is the independence of any nation secure?
Yes.
I respectfully suggest the answer is no.
No, that's not the answer.
We have to stand up to this naked aggression today and deter other would-be aggressors tomorrow. That's why the United States, together with our allies and partners around the world, will continue to stand with the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their sovereignty and territorial integrity and their freedom.
I didn't realize this was the whole speech.
And the begging something and the jinging Gwangington.
Now, in my ear, I hear nobody's paying attention. That's not true. It's the UN. They're listening to translators and looking at their screens. They've got John Fetterman screens in front of them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Apologist. Appreciate that information.
They're paying attention. Stop.
What's great to see, though, is that Volodymyr Zelensky had a collared polo shirt on, at least. So it wasn't long sleeve or anything. It wasn't buttoned up, but it did have, the polo buttons at the tippy top.
Is that the United Nations?
So, yeah. I mean, he really went all out there for the occasion. Good for you. Good for you.
Looks like it's long sleeve, too, right? Yeah, so yeah.
He and John Fetterman have this very same designer.
Yeah, they do.
It's really great. People is just so unbelievable. All right. You get the feeling ever that something unthinkable is about to happen?
I do.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I feel that way, too.
I really do.
Me, too. But with all the distractions and the smoke screens in the media, we probably won't see it coming anyway. That's why it's smart to invest in emergency food today. A wise man once said, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. My Patriot Supply is the nation's leader in emergency food storage. Go to my website, preparewithpat.com, and you'll save 25% right now on My Patriot Supply's 3-month emergency food kit. The great thing about that is that gets you through almost any situation. By 3 months, I mean, hopefully help is there. Society's been restored. If that's not the case, it's a really big problem. Really big. And you can talk about, preparing for that with a year's supply after you take care of the 3 months. Maybe that's a good place to start and then work your way up from there. But you'll also get, when you get this 3-month supply, a wide variety of delicious meals that provides 2,000 calories a day for optimum strength under stress. Stock up now before everybody else panics. Free shipping is automatic, and your order ships really fast. Go to preparewithpat.com. That's preparewithpat.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
And welcome. By now, you've probably heard the rumors, the scuttlebutt about Tim Ballard. And there's been some accusations thrown around there, something involving 7 women and all of that stuff. And so we're going to have now. I don't know what Tim does in his spare time. He's a friend of ours.
He is definitely a friend of ours.
This would be way out of his character. I would be shocked if it's all true.
You and me both.
So
you and me both.
We want to give Tim the chance to address it if he wants to. I mean, he may not want to. He may not want to come on, but we're going to give him the opportunity to come on and talk about it.
It's interesting that within a week of him being asked, hey, you thinking about running for Senate?
Then all of this, all hell breaks loose. Yeah.
That's
not only that, but the Sound of Freedom movie was so successful, and the left went nuts over it for some reason.
And they did everything they could to keep that movie from even going to theaters.
Could this be part of that? Could this be part of a preemptive strike on his Senate campaign? You bet it could. Absolutely, it could. And if we're going to give the benefit, which I am, the benefit of the doubt to Russell Brand, I'm certainly going to give the benefit of the doubt to Tim Ballard.
No one deserves that benefit of the doubt more than Tim Ballard, in my eyes.
I think that's right.
In my eyes.
I think that's right.
The presumption of innocence is supposed to be overwhelming over the accusations.
What's going on is un-American. Let him have his say. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
And if you know Tim Ballard, I mean, the guy has been part of us.
Yeah, for over a decade now. 12 years probably.
It would be a surprise to me.
It'd be
for this to be
a stunning
true.
surprise.
Yeah,
and it's possible.
Could it be?
We all have.
Yes, we've all fallen.
Yes.
We're not all perfect.
Yes.
That may come as a surprise. I know it's a surprise to me actually that I'm.
Wow.
perfect.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people are going, wait, was that Jeffy who said that?
I know.
About perfection?
I know. But it's amazing.
It is.
And Tim Ballard deserves.
We're going to kick everybody to the curb without
question,
even listening to what they have to say.
Somebody said something bad. You're done.
Okay, that's over. All women must be believed immediately with no evidence. Okay. All right. I don't really feel that way.
I never have.
Let's hear them out. I mean, treat it seriously, yes. But instantly believe? No. Show me. We should have a little bit of the show me state, Missouri, in us. Show me. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, with the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. There's a reason for that. These meals are delicious. And they're ready in 2 minutes. How can you can't beat that. If you don't have a massive cleanup, I love these things. They're really, really good, and they're super convenient. So they can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, you'll eat well, you'll stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. If you're too busy to cook this year, you just don't want to. But you want to make sure you're eating well. With Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping and preparing and cleaning up stuff. So round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45-plus add-ons, including breakfast items like their delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and potato bacon and egg breakfast skillet.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Yes. So this September, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered straight to your door, and they're ready, again, in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Go to factormeals.com/Pat50. Use the promo code PAT50 to get 50% off. That's promo code PAT50 at factormeals.com/Pat50 and get 50% off.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Okay, so I know we're moving on.
Yeah.
But I want to get one last shot in against.
Okay. On our president? Is that what you're saying?
I'm hoping that we have, and if we don't, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay, because it's just proof that, well, he was out to dinner in New York, and his daughter Ashley was with him.
Okay.
And she has to guide him to the car. There's a photo of her guiding him to the car. And what really struck me in this restaurant as they're leaving, what struck me in the picture as they're leaving the restaurant, is the look of the people and the Secret Service around them. And it's like something is wrong. He is not well at all.
No, he's not.
And it's concerning.
So she's got him by the hand, and she's pulling him like towards the car.
Yeah, and the look on his face is something is not right. And maybe, you know what? Maybe
it's that look.
Maybe it was the sushi. I don't know. But the Secret Service do not look happy and are very concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the video of it? I'd like to see the video.
I know, I have not. I just saw the photo. And, maybe I don't...
Maybe that photo's completely misleading.
Maybe it is.
Because he told us to watch him. Watch me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is possible that it's misleading. It could be AI. I don't know.
Right. But it's good to see that he's with Ashley.
Yeah, but they made up.
They made up. Yeah, and they...
I don't know that they're continuing.
Did they stop showering together? I don't know.
Did they ever? I mean, it was in her diary.
Yes, she said.
She said in her diary.
Yes.
Oh, so everything in a diary is true?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Do you believe the diary of Anne Frank? That was all true, right?
Was it, though?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think
have we decided that already?
I think we have.
It was all true.
Already. Yeah, just the last 70 years, have we already jumped to conclusions on that? It's been great the last few days is to have Volodymyr Zelensky in town.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's so great.
He is.
Demanding money again, and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful to have him
I will say I would travel the world if people were giving me billions of dollars.
Heck,
I'll tell you that.
Oh, you bet. Just show up in your T-shirt and just start demanding you get money. Oh, okay. Yes, count me in for that. But here he is discussing climate change, which is always fun to hear.
Even though humanity is failing on its climate policy objectives, this means that extreme weather will still impact the normal global life, and some evil state will also weaponize its outcomes.
What?
And when people in the streets of New
some evil state will weaponize the outcome of climate change?
There you go.
Huh. Walk me through that process. How does that happen exactly? We're going to use the weather
machines.
Weather machines.
What cloud seeding?
Okay, cloud seeding. Yeah,
we're already spraying paint to block the sun in the skies, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think we are.
So yes, and we already have the weather machines cranked up.
I know,
right? So all right, let's hear what else he has to say because he's waking us up on this issue.
In the streets of New York and other cities of the world went out on climate protest. We all have seen them. And when people in Morocco and Libya and other countries die as a result of natural disasters, and when islands and countries disappear underwater,
and
when
that's never happened before,
and deserts are spreading into new territories, and when all of this is happening, one unnatural disaster in Moscow decided to launch a big war and kill tens of thousands of people. We have to stop it. We must act united to defeat the aggressor and focus all our capabilities and energy on addressing these challenges.
Pause it for a sec. I love how he's tied in climate change
That's right, he sure
to
has.
his war with Russia.
Yep. On top of which, I think that's a different shirt.
Is it a different shirt than what?
I think that the shirt that he was wearing out in the crowd was the kind of
it was a polo thing.
Yeah, with the long sleeve polo shirt. But that shirt right there,
sleeve.
no, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, it was. No, it was not. It was a long sleeve.
No, the one.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was. It was a short sleeve shirt.
It wasn't.
No, I noticed
it was
manly
long sleeves.
biceps. It was a short sleeve shirt. Let's go back to what clip
it wasn't. But this clip that we just had on—that's a different shirt. That's kind of a dress shirt. That's a dressy collared button all the way button shirt.
All right, let's see what else he had to say though. Shirt or no? And it went a little something
like this.
Like this. There he is.
We have to stop it.
We have to stop it.
We must act united to defeat the aggressor and focus all our capabilities and energy on addressing these challenges. As nukes are restrained, likewise the aggressor must be restrained and all its tools and methods of war. Each war now can become final, but it takes our unity to make sure that aggression will not break in again. And it is not a dialogue between the so-called great powers somewhere behind the closed doors that can guarantee us all the new wars era, but open war of all nations for peace.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, yeah.
What he said.
What he said. So you're saying that this shirt is long sleeve, not the one he was wearing in the audience.
Yeah, that was a long sleeve shirt as well.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
You can keep saying no all you want. That doesn't make it so.
It does. It actually
right
does.
There.
Make it so.
Right there. That's a long sleeve shirt. And it's a different shirt than what he was wearing.
Shirt.
No,
you're right. That is long sleeve.
And it's a different shirt.
I must have thought that her forehead was his bicep.
Okay, I can't help what you thought. I can't help what you thought.
That might be the same shirt.
Might be the same. No, that's a different
that's
shirt.
the same shirt.
No, it's not.
Same shirt.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
It's the
so
same
we were
shirt.
both right and we were both wrong. That's the same shirt.
we were not
yes,
both
you were
correct.
both. You were both.
Jeff Fisher was correct.
You were both right and you were both wrong.
Yes,
100%.
No, that's a
yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. I refuse to agree with that.
You can refuse all you want.
Yeah, that
the
doesn't
verdict
make it
is
so.
in. Thank you.
That doesn't make it so. So first of all, all right. Let me take a minute and tell you about Try Miracle. You can stop sleeping on bacteria now. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and all kinds of nasty things. Sleep clean instead with Miracle. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, comforters, and they prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry.
I will say they're pretty comfy.
Oh, they really are.
They're pretty darn comfortable. I crawled into those sheets last night. As a matter of fact, they're really nice,
aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Luxurious, and then the comfort of knowing that they're silver-infused fabrics, and which was inspired by NASA, and that is self-cleaning. I love that. I love that about them. And thermoregulating, designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat to try the Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and you'll save an extra 20% on top of that. Sweet. Miracle is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat to treat yourself.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
The other thing with Zelensky is, if he speaks English this well, why is he continually having to have a interpreter at these interviews that he does? With like 60 Minutes, he did an interpreter. Why does that happen?
I don't know. I think he just thinks it makes it better.
Maybe.
Honestly, I don't know.
As a person that speaks 2 languages, sometimes
Here we go.
Sometimes
your native language expresses more than the English.
Yeah, and it's easier for him to respond because he always hears it in his language.
Yes, as a person that speaks second languages, I hear and translate it in my head. So cut the middleman. Go ahead and do someone else's.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you for that insight.
You're welcome.
As a person who does speak 2 languages.
And as a person that used to be an official translator for the Air Force. Someone needs to make some money.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Just because you were... that doesn't count at the gate. Okay? I'm sorry, no.
Wow. Instead of thanking him for his service,
Yeah.
you berate him.
A typical
for his
American would
service.
just say thank you for your service
They
and
would.
move on.
Yes, they would.
So,
That's right.
Typical American doesn't realize that you were just talking to people at the gate. Translator.
Okay, you'll be happy to know that New York City is once again considering removing monuments from their
That's
city.
awesome. Because we're sick of them. There's too many of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially monuments to George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Who needs those monuments? What'd they have to do with this country?
Nothing.
Christopher Columbus and others. So the New York City Council just passed a budget that's already been deemed a flop. They're now spending some of their time advancing a plan that could kill off monuments honoring figures like George Washington. The Democratic-led council's Cultural Affairs Committee is set to hold a public hearing on a proposal to yank artwork from city property dedicated to historical figures because of their controversial pasts. But because we can only honor people who are absolutely perfect. Yeah, who never did anything wrong ever during the course of their lives.
Right.
Yeah. So the only figure that I guess we can honor now is Jesus. But then you can't do that either. But you can't do that either.
No.
Oh, man. Angelo Vivolo, who is the president of the Columbus Heritage Coalition, said Columbus was a migrant.
I bet you he yelled it too.
Yeah, he did.
From the audience.
Yeah, I bet he did.
That's awesome.
This whole thing is just so ridiculous, and yet it just keeps steaming forward, doesn't it?
It does. We're taking down statues of George Washington and Christopher Columbus, icons of America.
Thomas Jefferson.
But I see where they're, and I didn't send this in. We can look at it tomorrow because they're looking at. There's been controversy over this statues that they want to build in. I think it's Palm Springs, to honor AIDS victims.
Oh.
And when you look at the statues that they are using as their examples that are going to be the statues to honor AIDS victims, just know that it's a giant circle.
Yeah.
And then there's a hole in the middle. That's what it is.
Apparently Chris got it. It's a giant circle.
And it comes out and it's got a little hole in the middle. That's going to be the statue. I got to send
what? No.
That's what they're... Yeah.
That's the proposal.
That's the proposal.
Okay.
I guess that's how you honor AIDS victims.
That's weird. That's really weird. Now, they're honoring them or memorializing them?
Whatever.
You know, there's a little bit of a difference there, actually. Because to honor somebody would be like, hey, congratulations, you got AIDS.
So it's both.
Right?
Yeah,
So
the statue is for both.
I don't think you want to do that necessarily.
In fact,
maybe it's just me.
In fact, I'll send it. We'll see this in overtime today.
Okay.
I've got a.
All right, I'm looking forward to that.
I've got an animal rescue, and we'll show you the proposed statue for AIDS victims.
Okay.
Which you're right. It's probably a memorial now.
Right. Yes, I would think so.
In Palm Springs, which would be awesome.
Okay. In Palm Springs?
I think it's Palm Springs.
All right.
I think it's Palm Springs.
Looking forward to that. Did you realize that gas prices are rising again?
You know what?
Did you know that?
I put gasoline in my vehicle yesterday, so yes.
Okay. So
yes, I know.
You did experience it.
I did experience
it. Did you say thank you, Joe Biden, for that Putin price hike?
I used Joe Biden's name, but thank you was not the words I used before it. Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, because people love it. I think people love it. Let's play Cut 30.
Another frustrating reality check for inflation-weary Americans. Gas prices on the rise again, hitting their highest levels of the year. This is according to AAA that the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is now $3.88. Last year, it was 20 cents cheaper.
It sure was.
CNN reporter Matt Egan with more details on all of this.
CNN. That's CNN talking about it. Thank you for pointing that out, CNN. Interesting, though. I mean, what the heck is going on with them? That's fascinating. There is more of a push right now from Democrats to consider whether or not Joe Biden is too old for office. So I think the combination of, the really bad economic situation, and if they're honest with themselves, they know that he's been a nightmare. Bidenomics has been a nightmare. But then the age thing, as we just played for you, we have been watching him, and it's not good. It's really bad when you watch this guy. He is obviously compromised mentally and physically. And I think that Democrats are starting to worry about the fact that, okay, if this guy goes up against anybody, he can't win.
No way.
Because people are too concerned about his age and his mental capacity. And the way he shuffles around, we've never seen anything like it in a president of the United States. I mean, do you remember Ronald Reagan being berated for being, he was 70?
Yes.
I mean, he was 10 years younger at the end of his term than this guy. And they were already talking about dementia and all of that. And while, yes, it did turn out that he had Alzheimer's, he really was not experiencing the kinds of things you see from Joe Biden yet. Now, later on, it became a real problem, obviously, for him. But while he was in office, he was not bumbling around, stumbling around.
No.
Lost all the time, like this guy is. Had he been, I think they would have demanded that the 25th Amendment be enacted and he be removed from office. I think they would have demanded it. Because at that time, people wouldn't have put up with it. I mean, we've changed so much since the Reagan years. Have we not?
Oh.
I mean, it's incredible what's happened in the meantime. It's a different world.
It most definitely is a different world.
Completely different world. And, of course, it's a world.
A better world.
Oh, much.
That's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. And now it's a world where we're really anxious about the climate. And that's why Kamala was out talking about climate anxiety. Here's what Kamala had to say about this world that we live in now. Cut 11.
I've heard young leaders talk with me about a term they've coined called climate anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is fear of the future and the unknown, of whether it makes sense for you to even think about having children, whether it makes sense for you to think about aspiring to buy a home, because what will this climate be?
What will this climate be? There's no way to tell because it's so catastrophic right now.
Climate anxiety.
Yeah, climate anxiety. We're all so anxious about this. Is seriously what you've done to our young people.
Yes.
You have created this climate anxiety with your hysterical rantings and ravings about climate change. It's asinine. So they think all this stuff is unprecedented. They think that any natural disaster is caused by climate change.
Never happened before.
Never happened before. Well, we went through a whole litany of stuff that's happened before last week, where millions of people have died in disasters, climate disasters. Thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago.
And we've evolved so much. I mean, we're so much more prepared.
Yes.
We're so much more knowledgeable on the possibilities of different climate disasters that happen, different global disasters, that, lives have been saved.
Oh, yes. Millions and millions of lives have been saved. There's no doubt about that. But what about the climate clock? We should look into that, too. Here's Kamala on the climate clock.
Let's start with
ticking,
what you and everyone here knows.
Okay,
the climate crisis is a threat.
It's a threat.
To us as a species and this planet that God gave us to live on.
I can't take it.
And we need to take this issue seriously and understand that the clock is not just ticking, it is banging.
There's banging. It's a banging clock, not a ticking one. Wow. And we need to consider, how did she put it, this earth that God gave us? And of course, he gave us a planet that was so fragile, so incredibly fragile. And he couldn't foresee the fact that there was going to be technology on this planet, right? So he
foresee.
thought, well, there'll always be horse and buggies, and there'll never be CO2 being released into the atmosphere.
But I said go forth and multiply. I didn't mean that much.
Yeah, I didn't mean 8 billion of you. You went way overboard on that. So I want you to pull back on the multiplication thing.
It's banging the clock.
Yeah, because I think in Genesis it says go forth, multiply, and replenish until about the 21st century. Then I want you to pull it completely back and stop.
Otherwise, you're going to go deaf from that climate clock banging.
Because what I've created here is a planet so fragile that any sort of technological advance going to kill it dead. And you'll cease to exist on it. Sorry. And I wish I could have done better, but I couldn't. So stupid. It's so ridiculous. Does he want us to do what we can to take care of it? Yeah, we shouldn't be dumping stuff into the water and the air. But it's a resilient planet that he created.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Right.
All right. We got much more to come on Overtime, and then we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.